All right, hello everybody, and welcome back to Season 3 of the American Premier League. I am your host, the Goomotrain, back by request by the league, which was nice of them. I will be streaming for you tonight the semifinals for GarryBusters Inc. versus Esprit being the reigning champions right now with a 4-0 lead over GarryBusters, who are 1-3. So, that being said, the curtain has dropped. Flak pits is our starting point. And let's see what happens. You can see it looks like GarryBusters is pushing a little more towards the south, heading up towards the top of the hill. I think they want to take control of the top of the hill. Obviously, I can't see the forces of Esprit yet, because I can't see them on the map and I don't see them approaching. Okay, there's one of their trucks coming through Esselweg right now. Still waiting for them to get to flak pits here. I see one of GarryBusters' guys getting closer. Here we go. I do see one of the trucks coming though, so I don't know what happened to the truck to GarryBusters. Was he on top of the truck? Is that what just happened? That's probably what that was. He was riding the truck. Of course, he was an AT. He was riding the truck. I still see the truck come. A couple more guys jumping in right up close. GBI Golem and GBI Wexar right up by the circle. I see a lot of Esprit forces heading up towards the top of the hill. We'll see what they can do with that in the long run. It looks like the idea is to move up the hill and then sweep back down it. Some artillery coming in at the moment. Just kind of seeing how this opener goes. I want to watch the circle, but it really looks like the fight is going on up here, up the hill. Let's get a little closer. Oh yeah, look at that. They're getting right on top of each other. Trolley Wolf gets Excel. Pushing right up on top of Smear and shooting at Apollo there? Or are they just shooting at each other? He's got a grenade. He might hear that grenade. Gets Smearing. Trolleywa pushes straight through. Lift up a little bit. Does look like GBI got the better of the fight up here on top of the hill at the moment. Let's turn back down to the south. They're not as deep into flak pits as they were, but they got a lot of troops here. They are starting to cap. I hear a Luke's somewhere nearby. There he is, right there. Right on top of the hill. But we've also got a Sherman, medium, right below us. Now, of course, this being Hill 400, I'm excited that it's Hill 400. I love this map, but it does make it a little hard to watch sometimes because it's forest everywhere. If I could just make the trees a little more transparent so that I could see through them. Some artillery coming down right below us. I'm going to speed it up and back the camera back up. And we're going to just look down south from the north. Hopefully I don't get too disoriented looking around, but there's a Stuart right there in flak pits along with several infantrymen supporting him. Now he's getting a little far ahead. Don't see any ATs from Esprit right now ready to deal with him. There's a tank round. Not sure where that tank round just came from shooting at the Stuart. Stuart just went down though, so I don't know where that tank is, but he's close. You can still see the Lukes up on top of the hill, keeping GarryBusters from pushing that direction anymore. Looks like Esprit is starting to pull the cap back towards themselves now. They managed to slow GarryBusters' cap down. A little bit of a line going on. You can see GarryBusters has a decent line going on right here. It kind of seems like Esprit has virtually the same line. And they're just kind of pushing into each other. Going down the hill up here. It looks like Esprit was trying to push around this flank a little bit. I do see some artillery coming down here, so maybe that's I think that's Esprit Corps artillery. it's hard to say. They might both be throwing their artillery in the same general area, thinking there's a push coming from down there. That's a tank round right there. It's getting... looks like Esprit de Corps is starting to get a firmer hold on the circle itself. They're now in the trenches here, right in front of us. And I do have this tank right below us. Looks like the P4. I also have some machine gun overlooking their infantry as they try to push in. There goes the P4s, moving forward a little bit. GarryBusters has some guys close to this tank now. They did have an AT close to him. Looks like he went down before he was able to do anything. P4's looking south towards those infantrymen down there. There is another squad up above him on the next road, though. Hitman Alex pushing forward a little bit, trying to spot for the tank, I think. Ooh. Bam, there goes the Stewart down there, hiding. That was some nice call-outs by Esprit de Corps. Moving back this way, Hitman Alex still pushing up the hill, takes out Munga. Okay, make sure I gotta turn my mouse speed down. Big push here now by GBI, pushing right in the trenches here. Smearing, setting up, ready to stop him. Is he looking though? He's not looking, he's throwing smokes. Throwing grenades at it. Was that a... It was. He killed a friendly on accident. Now somebody killed all these guys while I was watching that grenade bungle. I think there's a machine gun somewhere above us. And that tank is still nearby. You can see the P4, or not, yeah, the P4 right over there in the top right of the screen. Esprit de Corps now pushing in. Big tank hit takes out right here where this OP. I think the tank hit actually got the OP too. Do hear tank rounds coming in from GarryBusters over here somewhere. Take a look at the map. I don't see anything, so maybe it wasn't. That might have just been another tank round by Esprit de Corps. And they're taking pretty strong hold of the circle now. It does look like GarryBusters has a bit of a flank going around on the very north edge of the map. Right up here. But Esprit de Corps has their forces just spread this way. Yeah, they've got a pretty strong hold of flak pits now. They're starting to spread out away from it. I think they're confident of that capture. 3-2 to Esprit de Corps. Captures flak pit. They are already starting to capture Bergstein. Let's take a look over there and see what's going on. Yogi Bear back there. Oh, there's Kayanoshi here and Mikey. A number of guys pushing down the hill too, streaming straight down from Hill 400. Now having this pressure on right off the bat, that's going to make things difficult for GBI to get back onto flak pits. They're going to have to fall back quite a bit and stop this. Now there isn't much here now, but they don't seem to have any spawns nearby. They got a garrison up here, but kind of right behind where we're looking right now. It looks like that's where Mikey's shooting actually. Yep, there's some reinforcements coming in from down there. There's a spawn in. Mikey's still looking that way. Kind of looking like GBI's starting to stem the reinforcements that are coming down from up the hill. 2 flares going up at the same time? Is that just, did the animation just go weird? I only see one spotter right there. Anyways, GBI starting to flood in, stabilizing a little bit. They're pushing now up from the south and down from the north. Just Mikey here trying to hold them away in the north. Let's swing back over here. A little bit of a build-up right on the front of flak pits, but it's really looking like Esprit de Corps has a decent line right here, and they're kind of trying to push their way right through the front door here at Bergstein. They did get a couple of guys in. One of them being Recon. Mikey and Kayanoshi still just hanging out. Sounds like they drove a truck in here. Nope, that's the American truck. They tried to get a supply truck in here. They were trying to get a garrison up. They killed the driver. Here comes Champo. Coming up from the south. They don't know where Kanoshi is. They just know he's here. Oh, they do know where he is. They're shooting rockets at him. That's a swing and a miss, though. He's still there. Will he get him? He's looking the other way, I think. I don't think he saw over there. Oh, he got him. He got him. He did get him. Oh, where'd the other guy go? Campo's in the house over there. Kanoshi holding on for dear life here in the circle. Cooked over here in the church. Just holding on in the circle here. What just happened? Kanoshi moved away. Alright, we're going to back up away from this fight. Just because there's not a ton happening. Does look like GBI did fall back quite a bit. So Kanoshi's there by himself. That's about all they've got here. Sounds like a tank or a truck. Oh, there's a truck right below me. So they're still trying to get the supply truck in. There it is, right below us. Getting stuck in the trenches. Kanoshi's pushing up. He sees Campo. Campo takes some shots. Kanoshi goes down. Alright, up here in the north, further north, I should say, you can see that all of Hill 400 is completely under control by Esprit de forces. Flak Pits itself is 100% secure. There's a little bit of flanking going on way up on the north edge of the map along the river, but there's plenty of Esprit de Corps guys here ready and waiting for it. Just kind of it looks like they're just trying to push through right here. They're getting a little bit of a gap between their forces, but there isn't really much between it for like GBI. Like there isn't really much for GBI to shove in that gap. It looks like there's a couple of guys right there on the right hand side of the screen, but well, there's a flare up. So GBI is fully aware that there's a lot of infantry right here in this patch of woods. You can already see their guys just converging in this direction. Esprit de Corps are already taking a number of casualties here. Artillery coming down right on top of them. Now, while that's happening, they are pushing a wave of troops up here along the hillside up towards the river on the north side of the map. They are causing GBI to take some casualties here. Hitman goes down, though. GBI was returning the favor, taking out a number of Esprit de Corps guys. Katori takes down Perpy. There's another spawn in for GBI right here, though. Katori pushing up, see if he sees him. He takes a couple hits. Looks like from Gadamus. Nope, for Kisahomi. Still taking fire, returning fire. He goes down. Him and Kisahomi trade with each other. Nice shooting, boys. All right. Over here, back towards Bergside. Looks like GBI moved a tank up into the point and is just holding strong. Trying to push up the hill now. They're trying to clear out Esprit de Corps from the top of Hill 400. Esprit de Corps still seems to be spawning in right there in that patch of woods, taking the artillery fire while they're doing it. They do have a lot of guys up here on the hill ready to meet GBI, though, as they push up the hill. Some rockets going up, try to take out nothing too fancy with some rockets up there with his machine gun, but he gets magic anyway. Reaper goes down. Terror Reaper, I can't quite see it. Terror Reaper. There's Campo over here pushing around to the right. He's about to run into a whole hornet's nest of guys on his own. Now, I do see a couple of squad leaders for GBI way over there on the southeast part of the hill. But kind of looks like maybe Esprit de Corps is reacting to that. And they're all around it. Maybe they know he's there. He's pretty lonely, trying to slip through though. Oh, there was a spawn in right there. I wonder if that's a garrison. Take a look real quick. Just an OP. That's a pretty far back OP. They must be one of the defensive squads, or you know, truth be told, just being first division, their strategies are probably a little different than what I'm used to, being a lower division player myself. Kiwi and Cactus trading a little bit over here on the road. Cactus goes down to Kiwi. That flank did not take hold over there. They are getting a couple guys up the hill now, though. BB Jesus. And Campo. Campo's still alive after I called him out being lonely over here on the hill. They are getting up the hill a little bit. Let's move over here toward further to the north, though. I don't want to focus too much on one part of the battlefield. Up here in the north, they do have a bit of a build-up for GBI, getting ready to push along the edge of the river up here, close to Aurora River House, right there. Probably have a garrison there somewhere. Right there, right behind us, right below us. A lot of gap in between. These forest maps, yeah, you can see really far if you move slow and take your time. Keep your head down. So you can see there's a line going from the river house all the way down past Bergstein down to the southern approach right here for GBI. And it is getting a little intermixed up here on the top of the hill. Oh, I'm up at the maximum height of the camera. Pretty tall hill. Taking some casualties there at the bunker. More reinforcements for Esprit de Corps, flooding to the west, pushing straight into GBI. GBI is starting to swing around the south side of the mountain. There's a number of troops there ready to stop them, but that's the most intermixed part of the battle. Everything else seems kind of spacious. Up here in the north, they're starting to get on top of each other right here, right in the center of the line. Kiss a homie, getting right on top of Villain, takes out Villain. Looks like they're pushing towards that garrison or whatever it is that they have there. Artillery takes a number of guys down there. GBI is actually starting to take control of the top of the hill. They're not fully up at the crest yet, but they're close all over the hill. They got tank fire hitting up there. Oh, down here on the south side of the hill, though. Looks like their flank is starting to disintegrate. Their line just got a little overstretched. It's hard to push a line that far. I mean, that's what, 5-6 grid squares worth of distance? 5 maybe? It's a long ways. That's really spread out. Even with the full 49. More going down up here on top of the hill. Looks like Esprit de Corps is trying to react to that. They do not want to lose the top of the hill. That's not only their flank, but their best chance of pushing into Bergstein, or at least pushing down around it. They don't seem to be focusing their forces too hard in any specific area. They do have quite a few guys here protecting flak pits. But I don't know if protecting is the right word. They're just right here on the front door of flak pits. So protecting it while also pushing through. Waxar right there waiting. He knows there's enemies close. Jonah's starting to light things up with his machine gun. Not really sure what he can see. Waxer and Hitman right on top of each other and aren't completely unaware. Some tank rounds coming in now from, so it looks like from GBI. Yeah, they got a heavy right there. And he is laying down the rounds, putting the pressure on. Wexer, I'm a little disappointed. I followed you thinking that you were going to do something cool, but you are just taking your time trying to make your way to this machine gun, maybe? Jonah's over there. Come on, Wexer, do something cool. 3, 2, 1. He pops up. He is going for that MG. I don't think he quite has eyes on him. Back in the prone. Come on, Wexer. I'm just saying that. You have to move slow in the forest so you don't die. He doesn't know that nobody's really looking where he is. Or maybe they are. I don't know. I'm so close to him now, I don't know what's being seen. Anyways, he's not pushing. He's not doing anything, so we're going to go somewhere else. Sorry, Wexar. I was hoping you were going to do something cool. Up here on top of the hill. It's getting intermixed again. The hill is really where the fight is. There's right on top of each other, right here. Got Hartman down there in the bunker. Corrupt just up the hill from him. You might even be able to see him out that window. Should have heard that shot. Don't think he can quite see him out that window, but he's got to know he's there. He's moving out. Trying to get a shot at him. Terror Reaper heading towards the bunker. He gets Terror Reaper. Don't think Corrupt realized that shot just went down behind him. And he jumps up on top of the bunker and gets him. Nice shooting, Hartman. There is quite a big flank going down here in the south now. U.S. Ranger. U.S. Ranger! Sorry. Long time no see, U.S. Ranger. Pushing way down on the south down here, all the way past the other side of the tracks. Looks like he's maybe looking to set a garrison up down here somewhere, and they can push up from down here into Bergstein. There is good garrison spread from GBI, so they will see it coming. They'll have plenty of time to react. Number of GBI guys right here just north of this, including a couple of squad leaders. Matt goes down from Snack. Ooh. Okay, I know she goes down from Snack. They got a truck or something over there, but I hear more shooting off to the right. Campo goes down from Crims. Yeah, Snack goes down from Crims. Things kind of stabilized down here, pushing really far to the south, I must say. It's not really a surprise that Esprit de Corps wants to push down there to try and get around all of this, but another big spawn in for GBI, trying to push up in here. Hartman's still holding on to that bunker. Shaka is pushed up to the next bunker. Him and takes out Corrupt. I thought they traded, but they didn't. Wow, he gets a scythe too. Shaka just pushes right up, takes several of GBI guys down. See what they can do with this. See if they can push down this hill a little bit. Maybe get another OP up somewhere. There's a big spawn in for GBI right in front of them. Ooh, Shaka gets another one. Corrupt goes down. Terror Reaper goes down. Right on top of each other. Cooked gets the... No, Cooked goes down to Shaka. That is pretty much the cleanup for this fight. Shaka looks like he might be waiting for some reinforcements before he pushes forward. Over here in the north, there's quite a bit of troops up here for GBI. There was a garrison right there, though, so possibly a big spawn-in just now. Just still trying to stop Esprit de Corps from pushing through on this side. They don't really have much here on this side anymore, though. This is such a big line. All the way down here in the south now. Looks like GBI's still trying to push up this hill a little bit. Having a rough go of it. A little bit over here by Southern Approach. They've got some guys in, got some OPs in. I see 3 squad leaders in this area, so they're definitely trying to swing south. I see Yogi Bear went way down here in the south. Possibly even cleaned up any spawns that were down here for US Ranger. I'm a little surprised. I didn't think they were aware that US... Oh, no. I stand corrected. US Ranger made it all the way past everybody. He's over here now. They didn't get him after all. So now he is pushing right up through here. He might run into that OP, but... I do have VoIP disconnected, so I can't accidentally hit the button and talk to the squad leader. So as long as I don't ping, I can't screw this up. Oh, I've never wanted to take my middle mouse button out of my mouse more than after making that statement. U.S. Rangers got a couple guys down here, and they're kind of pushing up towards Bergstein from the south. Prawn Hub, not really aware. He just turned. Yep, the OP lit up. He was immediately aware of it. Smearing close by. Some shooting from Prawn Hub, shooting at Ranger. He gets Ranger. Prawn Hub goes down to Smearing. Their cover is blown, though. They know that there's troops that made it all the way around. You can already see 2 squad leaders pushing this way from GBI. Mikey goes down to, what's that, Kestis? Cactus? Shaka made it into the church, though, and his boys aren't far behind him. Now, Cooked is right here. He's got an MG. He's turning around, looking the other direction. Goes down to Shaka. Loishin close by. Crims gets Loishin. Two squad leaders and 3 squad leaders, so 3 squad leaders are flooding back towards us, which means their squads can't be far behind if they need them. Crims goes down. They're taking back control of the church. Looks like they managed to get their reinforcements in first. Taking back control of Bergstein. Up on top of the hill over here. Does look like they're having a harder time keeping a hold of it up here. GBI is starting to push up here. They've got a couple guys that are making it past. Got Tazi sneaking up on Butters there. Somebody just shot, and I think it was a negligent discharge. Accidental shooting. Or maybe Father Pig shot at Tazi. They're just taking fire. He doesn't know where he's getting shot from. He goes down to Butters. I do hear a bombing run. Where did that go off? Back here at Bergstein. Now it does look like Shaka did manage to get a squad in here after all, along with Kobu. Didn't see how many that bombing run took out, but it was in the right area. There's also more reinforcements flowing up from the south. Starting to get a little bit of encirclement around Bergstein here. GBI needs to get their reinforcements back here really fast if they want to prevent this. Now, I do see some contention going up on the ticker up there. They have 2 tanks in the cap zone up there by Esselwig. But both the tickers up there at the top are fluctuating at the moment. Kind of going back and forth. Do hear some shooting right now. Kitsahomi goes down to Shaka. Charlie goes down to Kobu, I believe. Scythe right there, taking shots at somebody. Can't see who he's shooting. There is a Stewart right here, right on top of the church. There's an engineer pushing up, possibly to Satchel. Here comes the Satchel. Satchel's on. He's gonna hang out and make sure it goes off too. He gets the crew member. Mikey also pushed up, shooting at the church. Nobody in there. Hey, I shoot at shadows too. If it even remotely looks like a person, I'm shooting it. Wow, they really have a pretty good capture going on right now at Bergstein here. More crew member goes out. Boom! There goes the satchel. The Stewart goes down. Not really sure how much of a capture is going on here. Artie's starting to come in, but I don't see any GBI forces that are really close enough to stop this. Got Campo coming down the hill up there with Cactus right behind him. I did hear some shooting to my left that just took Crims out. Possibly Kiss a homie back there on that rooftop. Some tank rounds coming from down the hill. Number of reinforcements flooding in now over here on the southwest side of Bergstein. Pulling it back. Yeah, they're pulling it back. Some close-in fighting going on right here between Smirin and the Chinese name. Close-in fighting going on. Not sure why my chat thing is all messed up again, but Mikey taking some shots. More people going down. Fighting's getting really close. Bergstein's still being captured by Esprit de Corps. Smirin and his associate still holding on to this house. GBI starting to flood some reinforcements in. There's a big spawn in right there for GBI. That should be enough to start pulling the capture back. Technical goes down. Smirin's associate goes down. Some rockets coming in. They're trying to get him out of that house. They know they're in there. They've still got control of the church, but that's where the artillery's coming down. There's also some tank rounds hitting there. Some tank rounds going up the hill now. Some rockets going into the church. Looks like they're capping again. Some more rockets going into the church. Smirin still holding on to that house. GBI trying to push into the church now. Seeing what Smirin can do to get some shots into the back of them. They are still losing troops. They were pulling it back. They're still pulling it back. I did just see a tank go down there. They got rid of Smirin with a satchel. Got sick of him being in that house. I'm pretty sure that was a Esprit de Corps tank that went down up there to the north of us that we just seen. They did get another spawn in there in the church. Golan goes down. Equinox trying to get a machine gun set up in that broken down house there now, trying to cover this road. More artillery coming down. Esprit de Corps still capping. Okay, GBI starting to pull it back, but they're taking casualties as they push in. They got a lot of troops here. They're trying to push them in as hard as they can. Artillery coming down right where Esprit de Corps is spawning in. Still managed to keep a number of their reinforcements coming in, though. It's contested, kind of fluctuating. There's some more reinforcements from GBI. They're flooding in faster now. Kind of looking like they're getting advantage. 2 more squad leaders spawn in right there for Esprit de Corps, right on the church. More rockets coming into the church. GBI pushing in, starting to look like a hold. At least for the moment. They managed to make it into the church. They've taken back control of these houses. Kobu's still there, and Hitman Alex is close by. Still getting spawn-ins. Is pulling back for GBI at the moment. Most of their forces have pulled back for the defense here. They do have a 76 right here, right on the north side of the point. Lots of artillery coming down right where Esprit de Corps is spawning in. Lots of casualties for both sides. Tanks pushing into the circle now. They want to ensure that they keep hold of this point. Now, it looks like GBI is starting to push their forces up the hill again over on the southern flanks. Or southern approach side. Another satchel on the church. Does not seem to have done any damage to the tank. Still quite a few reinforcements coming in for Esprit de Corps. Shaka's up close. Another spawn in there. Jonas goes down from technical. Smearing goes down from technical. That tank right on top of the church trying to stem these reinforcements from coming in for Esprit de Corps. Esprit de Corps now starting to come in from the northwest, so you can see that GBI is clustered right here in the circle. Some artillery right here for Esprit de Corps would do a ton of damage, and they've swung a lot of their forces all the way up over here in the north. So even though GBI was able to pull this back, Esprit de Corps has established massive amounts of map control. And Esprit de Corps is still right in their face, pushing at least one squad right into the church. Now, it is known that they're being flanked up there on the north, so they are reacting to it, but they still have to deal with these forces right in the center of the point. Artillery is coming down right here on the south edge of Bergstein. It's getting a little more spread out now. Starting to get a little bit of a line going right here. Then I'll back up. I want to see what's going on down here in the south. You can see a couple of GBI guys down here south by the tracks, all the way down here by the tracks. There was a spawn in right there by Recon. Didn't hear a shot just now, so I don't know if that was a redeploy. No, he got in a truck. Then he got shot. Did they just build a garrison down here? They do have a garrison close by down here. Seems like there's more Esprit de Corps forces down here in the south than there is for GBI. GarryBusters really on the ropes again. Losing control of the church. Some flares going up right here at the point. Big artillery hit. Just took out like almost a whole squad with one round. Boom. Well, there goes that front door pressure I was just talking about. Oh. Still got a good number of reinforcements coming in. They do got a lot of guys coming down the hill. A little spread out. Not very close yet. Taking their time. Everybody's slowing back down. A lot of Esprit de Corps guys coming across these open areas on the north up here. Getting picked off, though. Even when trying to come down the cover of the walls and the hedges and stuff, it's easy to get spotted because there's only so many places that you can approach from. Shaka, you are in a dangerous spot, dude. Golem goes down. Terra Reaper goes down. Starting to push around on the south side of the church now. Getting a little bit of a push in. They technically have control of the church again now. The tank is pretty wounded. Looks like Katori did get a couple rockets into it. And now for the satchel. There's the crew. He gets the crew. He's gonna hang on. He does blow him up, but he gets him. And then the satchel goes off. Didn't really see what killed him. I think there's another tank here somewhere. There is two more, a heavy and a medium right there for GarryBusters, so they are ready to push in on the back of this. They have a number of infantry now that are pushing back towards the church. Shaka looking a little lonely by himself there at the church. Up there in the north, Esprit de Corps is trying to get their forces in, but GBI is pushing into them up here on this flank. Flanking into their flank. Doing what they can to stop it. More artillery coming down directly into GarryBusters' reinforcements that are coming into Bergstein. Getting close up into the church again. Some tank rounds coming from up the hill. A number of GBI guys go down right here in the circle. Kiss a homie goes down. Crims is just slaying bodies over there. There was a spawn in. There is an OP right there. Crims takes down Sandier. He gets taken out by Crooked, who sets an MG up on the roof. See how long that lasts. That's a dangerous place to be. There is some guys coming up from the south now for Esprit de Corps. Getting a little intermixed down here in the south. You can see that GBI is trying to slip around. They do have a squad leader that did manage to make it through. If he keeps pushing, he might be able to get an OP up here somewhere. Get in behind him, start causing some trouble. We'll come back to him, but kind of looking like he slipped through. We'll see how long that lasts, though, because there is a lot more pressure coming on. Looks like they're dropping supplies up here in the north somewhere, getting another garrison up. They are pushing this garrison up here. We really haven't been paying much attention to flak pits at all because most of the pressure has been right here at Bergstein. There's the bombing run. That's friendly bombing run, so that's GBI trying to stop them from pushing in. Didn't see very many casualties from it, though. Black Pits is flickering a little bit. It's being captured. Being captured by what? We do have a number of guys right there in the church. Let's see how they react to that capture. It's weird that it was even being captured. No, sorry. I was looking at that backwards. I'm an idiot. I need a drink, that's what the problem is. Mouth is getting dry. They do have a number of troops here in the church. They've almost got it half capped here. Kanoshi pushing up, trying to get Corrupt out of this house. Got Crims off to his right. Boom! Big artillery hit right on the OP right there. Corrupt goes down. This is kind of looking bad now. They've already used the GarryBusters have already used their bombing run. They do have a couple tanks that they can shove up into the point, but Esprit de Corps has not been shy about their satchels. They've been good with them. Big spawn in for GarryBusters. That garrison over there has been doing work for them with the holding on to Bergstein. Boom! Gets hit with the arty. More already coming in. Some flares going up. They are pulling it back. Looks like they've got a pretty good amount of reinforcements coming in. From both sides, honestly. Both sides got decent reinforcements coming in. They are going to run right into each other right about now. Butter's taking some shots. Golem goes down. Munga goes down. Some rockets hitting the house. More flares going up. Butter's holding on to that house. Looks like Jonas managed to get that OP that was up over there. That's going to take the pressure off from Esprit de Corps. Here comes the bombing run from Esprit de Corps. Not my favorite place to see a bombing run, but it should get a handful. There's one. Might get the garrison. I think it got the garrison. There was a big spawn in shortly before it, though. Esprit de Corps is capping again. They still got pretty strong hold in the houses here. Artillery's doing what it can, and tanks are also laying on the pain as much as they can. Machine gun fire going back and forth. Lots of casualties again. Things are really heating up here. GBI is trying to force their way back into the circle. Here comes the precision strike. Oh, precision strike was a success. Almost got it. And some rockets coming in. Boom. Make sure my ticker does what it's supposed to. No. Why did it change from 4 to 1 to 3 to 1 on its own? It's 4 to 1. Esprit de Corps. You guys all just watched it. It said 4 to 1, and then after it switched to 4 to 1, it switched to 3 to 1. Stupid. I think it's because I use my phone as a stream deck and something gets lost in translation with like using Wi-Fi and everything. But anyways, already got some pressure over here on farm. Tori goes down to Scythe. Hartman's right here though. Right there, there's a little bit of a spawn in. Definitely more GBI guys here than Esprit de Corps. Brick rolled. Hear more shooting. There's infantry markers, but it looks like they're going to hold on to this for now. Esprit de Corps should be stabilizing up here at Bergstein now. Spreading out a little bit, but mostly they're just trying to clear out GBI's forces, trying to make sure that they can hold on to Bergstein. They do have one of their Tigers right here looking pretty wounded. Not even sure what you're shooting at. Stuff that's outside my vision, it's so far away. GBI does have some OPs close, because there was just squad leaders here, yep, right there. They do have some OPs close, so they will be able to get some pressure onto Bergstein. See if they can take it back. Most of them spawned back at farm, though. So now you're going to see Esprit de Corps is going to start pushing their forces down this road and down this road so that they can kind of put a pincer on farm this way and down this way. You got to be careful out in these open fields right here, though. It's really hard to get across them, and GBI's already in position to protect them, even pushing across on their own. 1200 taking some shots at somebody. He goes down to somebody. Oh, I thought that was about to be a friendly rocket kill. GBI does have pretty good presence down here on the south now. A little bit of a buildup going on down here. Maybe they can swing up and around. As long as they don't let Esprit de Corps push right through the center. Here they are built up over here by the super pixelated tree. Only that tree, though. All the rest of them looked fine. Just trying to push up the road back into Bergstein. They're going to start running into artillery or something soon, I would wager. Hitman Alex getting some kills. Goes down himself. Right on top of each other here. Oh, almost a perfect arty hit to take out GBI without any friendlies. I think there was an OP there that should have been... Nope, there's the OP. Mikey probably turned around and looked the other way. Brick rolled goes down to Mikey. Kiss a homie goes down to Mikey. He's right there on that OP. Gets taken out before he can find it, though. Nothing too fancy. Gets an MG up in the house up there, preventing GBI from pushing through. Down here in the south, GBI still swinging around, starting to run in some resistance now that they've gotten to the other side of these open fields. Built up a little bit right here, right as you come into the north edge of these open fields, the northeast corner here. Got some MGs set up now, shooting south. Kiwi goes down. Uh-oh, baby monitor's beeping. I don't think my wife heard it. She's sleeping. Some tank rounds coming in, some machine guns shooting down. Surprisingly, GBI is pushing across this open area. I'm gonna post the camera up here, right here, for just a second. Alright. Over here in the northwest part of the line. So again, the line is just kind of here. And same for Esprit de Corps. They're here. They do seem to have some forces here. They did just get a... GBI did get a Gary up in the north. Let's go take a look. See if there's anything responding to that. St. Pepsi's up here. Not sure. They must have a garrison or something up here that lit up. 3 squad leaders for GBI though. They are looking to spread out from this position. Ooh, Pepsi gets one of them. More squad leaders spawning in up here. It looks like GBI is banking on pushing this way. I see some squad leaders from Esprit de Corps pushing up there too, so they seem to be feeling that out, that's happening. We'll come back on it. We'll keep an eye on it. Looks like they're pushing harder down here in the south. They're just bypassing these fields right now. Jaeger getting up close to Tazi and Jesus. Takes out Chazi. Or takes out Jesus, I mean. Magic spawning in. There's an OP. You can see it right there, right behind the broken down tractor. Jaeger throwing grenades. Gets saved by Clownface, who then gets taken out by Tazi. Gets taken out by Snack. They did save that OP. Managed to stop that attack from getting to it. Things are kind of just in line right now. Nobody's really breaking through anywhere in particular. A little bit of a build-up over here in the buildings, but they were further forward the last time we were over here, so they've actually been pushed back over here. Are reconsolidated by that broken down house. They were over here by this house before. Actually, I think they were over there by this house, so they've really been pushed back. Looks like Esprit de Corps is kind of breaking through right here, kind of cutting a wedge in between GBI's line right here. And that's not a good place for GBI to be cutting to, because that kind of cuts off their reinforcements from Center HQ, which is also being pushed. You can see the right about here, whole bunch of Esprit de Corps guys pushing down right through there. And GBI did manage to clean up right here. They did not get cut in two in the center of their line. Still holding firm in the south as well. Now it looks like at the moment Esprit de Corps is trying to swing down from the north, which coincidentally GBI is doing the same thing. Trying to swing down from the north. They have a bit of a presence up here too. Not a lot. It's still not quite in position. And Esprit de Corps is reacting to it, but they're gonna have to. They probably have realized that there's something up here, and now they're trying to push through and find where it's coming from. Follow the ant trail. Big spawn in right there at the church too, so looking to hold on to this, looking to defend. They're definitely aware that there's an attack coming down from the north. You can see them spreading out. A number of them heading in this direction. You can see St. Pepsi's pushing towards it now. There, you can hear the shooting. Pushing right up on Memphis. Did Memphis just shoot him? That was weird looking. Maybe Technical shot him through the window? I don't know. Anyways, Memphis goes down. He did get that OP up. Oh, I was so busy noticing that he got shot, I didn't notice that he got the OP up. There's a bombing run going off, though. Gets a couple of guys. Not too many, though. It seemed a bit of a premature bombing run to me. I don't think there was really anything in place to capitalize on it. I mean, there's some guys here. That's what we're looking at right up there, though. I mean, look at how far away they are still, and they're being pushed. Plenty of time for these guys to spawn back in. That being said, GBI does have them pushed quite far away from farm at the moment, so they're defending farm pretty well. It's just they need to cap back if they want to win this. Esprit doing a good job of keeping them on their toes. They did manage to take control of this sector that they've been pushing into. They have now pushed GBI fully away from this house, so the one sector where they've been making progress is in the center. And I guess the trade-off has been that GBI has managed to slip a number of their forces just north of the church, which, while being stemmed, are an issue. A thorn in the side. Flares going up, still trying to feel it out and detect it. They're going to see that there's a number of guys right here. And you can see Perpy looking over towards Burger and Mac. So they're not even looking at the church. They know that their attack is being flanked. Back over here by the broken down house. Does look like GBI did push them back a little bit in the center here. 2 seconds ago they were up over there. Now GBI has control of that sector again. So getting a little bit of pushback now coming from GBI. Even starting to get some guys up here, up into the woods here. So right here, right in the front door, a little bit more pressure going on. It's still spread out quite a bit, but you can see their line is actually starting to wrap around Bergstein. That northern attack did get shut down, but it has allowed them to get a lot more pressure up here. This was all filled up with Esprit de Corps troops earlier, and now that they've got tank up here, they've got pressure up here. Esprit de Corps is committing a lot of their forces to stopping this. And it looks like there's a pretty big fight breaking out over the barn right here. They've got to get rid of that tank if they want to be able to push through this, though. Easier said than done. Got Crims to send in some flank fire, and I don't even think he got anybody. He got taken out. Let's move back over here to the center. Not much in the center. Let's take a quick look down in the south. Now, Shaka did manage to take control of that house there, but now you got to push across the open field and just look at the reinforcements flooding in from GBI. Like, Shaka has been doing good. I've seen him kill a lot of guys so far, but that's rough to try and push across. You need a lot of smokes. Oh man, even with Valhalla pushing with you. Jesus and Loisha now pushing down. Shaka's actually getting counter pushed. He took that house, but he's getting pushed right back out of it. GBI now starting to get a little bit of a presence down here in the south. Ish. He made it across the open area, but is that still his OP? He had to have just rebuilt that, but it's in the same spot it was the last time we looked, so he is looking to get his reinforcements right up there with him. Did he get that OP just now when that spawn in came? Valhalla goes down. Loyson goes down. Rocket just comes in and destroys everything right there. Jesus gets the spawn in, though. Looks like they're going to take back control of this house. Let's fly further north again. Still not much going on in the center either. There's some spawn-ins right here. And all of GBI guys went down. Let's see how far these guys can push forward. Immediately there's another spawn-in from GBI. Starts sending some rockets into their flanks. Some tank rounds coming in. Munga goes down to Crims. Crims immediately goes down to Perpy. Perpy goes down to a tank round. Drawing a lot of tank fire over here now. Kissa Homie goes down, I think, to Hitman Alex. Hitman Alex pushing up to where the OP was right there. If there was an OP there, they definitely got it. I didn't see the puff of smoke, but... Up here in the north, up by the warehouse, Esprit de Corps took control of this area. I don't see where the tank is. He's way back there now, backed all the way up across the field. And GBI, it looks like they're trying to slip all the way around up here in the north again. Give them props for infiltration attempts. Esprit de Corps is getting held up right here in these few battle points that we keep coming back to. The north, the south, and the center. Here in the center, a little bit of a fight breaking out between Smearin and Perpy. Smearin trying to protect that OP right there. Perpy gets taken down right as he gets close to it. Some artillery coming down hard right there. Pretty sure that's GBI's artillery trying to get these guys out of that building. Flares going up. Down here in the south now. Using tank fire, looks like GBI tried to push up, but we're unable to. They can't get across this open area here. And he's got Kiwi's been holding it, and Fortress been holding their MGs there. Does look like they managed to not only take control of this house, but push through it. Taking control of the tracks. We're getting down there on the time now. We're down to about 25 minutes, just under. So if GBI wants to win this, they're going to have to get a lot of pressure going on, but they did just manage to take out, I think, one of the Tigers. Yep, Greyhound. Or not Greyhound, Puma. Still, that's a gun. That's one less gun that they're getting shot at. They are... Esprit de Corps is reacting pretty heavily down here in the south now, starting to shift their forces down towards this house. Shaka and Clownface starting to push this house again. Let's see if it changes hands. Looks like up in the north, though, in the center, GBI still not able to push them out of this house. They're shooting some rockets at Crims. Looks like the center for Esprit de Corps is starting to come together with their northern flank up there by the warehouse, but they're now kind of pushing out and around it. They've got to get rid of that tank. Or did they? Looks like they got rid of the tank. Really far to the north, though, having a hard time getting around this flank because GBI is flanking their flank again, and in order to stop them from pushing out and around, they have to extend their line. So we're getting really spread out again like we were back at Hill 400, where we're just about got the line going all the way from one side of the map to the other here, with Esprit de Corps being right about here and then wrapping back around that way, down in the south, or at least they were when we were down there a second ago. Looks like GBI did manage to take back control of this house in the center. Only got a couple of guys there. Not sure. He did push his OP up, so he's looking to hold, gets a spawn in. They're looking to hold on to that house. Things have really stabilized here for the last 10 minutes or so. Nobody's really been able to break through anywhere. It's hard though, because without an airhead, there isn't much of a flank to slip around for Esprit de Corps. I mean, they've got their line going from edge of map here all the way up to, at times, edge of map right around here they've been holding. But either way, if they bring your line to the edge of the map, you can't slip around it. So unless you can find a way to slip through the center of the line, like they're trying to do right now, 76 taking some rocket hits. Also taking some tank rounds from the south. More rockets. Snack goes down. Loses all of his close-up infantry supports. Some friendly rockets coming in, taking out the infantry. He's taken. I can't really look. I don't want to look to see what tank is shooting him because I want to watch this action. But he is taking some tank rounds, turning his back to that tank. I don't know what's shooting him, but I'm amazed that he hasn't killed him. Possibly a Puma then, maybe, with a smaller gun. Sounds like a Tiger to me, but... Lots of infantry coming in. Kiwi looking to get the satchel on. Gets taken out by the crew. Crew goes down. A lot of infantry pushing that tank. Looks like he did manage to get himself into safety away from the enemy tank, who is... I want to know what this is down here now. It's an AT gun. It's not even a tank. There is a solo tank down there. It looks like he's smoking a little bit, maybe repairing. Oh, there goes the 76. I wonder if he got that satchel on. That's going to take a lot of the pressure away from GBI right here. I do have a couple squad leaders right up in there, pushing. Trying to get at least 2 squads to push forward here. Esprit de Corps is really meeting them though. About evenly, but it looks like Esprit de Corps won the fight. Some artillery coming down on top of them right now, so that's going to get cleaned up. Back over here in the center though. Needs more feet. I hope that's what that says. I can't see my chat properly. Half of it's cut off for some reason. GBI did take control of the center pretty good though. They're starting to push in now get into the buildings here. Esprit de Corps has a number of squads now reacting to that, pulling back. Sandy area up there on the north side, getting a little bit around on the flank. See if he can slip through. I do hear a tank right below me. It's a heavy. GBI now pushing a heavy into the fray here in the center. Some rockets going out now. That tank's going to be here any second. I just heard a flare go off above us. This machine gun doing what he can to keep them out of there. Keep that road clear. GBI taking some casualties. Kind of looked like they were trying to, the Esprit de Corps was trying to flood in from the south. Yep, there they go. Trying to get around this. Didn't quite make it. Spawn in, takes them down. Couple of guys in the house right below me. Things are getting really close in here now. Godimus goes down. I hear a vehicle close. Sounds like a tank. There goes the Stewart. Riding through quick. Looking for OPs maybe. Making a quick run through the forest here. Clearing out any OPs that he can. Prevent these reinforcements. Now they're pushing forward with the truck. They're getting a little bit of pressure here in the center. Smearing, holding on tight to that house though. Low goes down to Crims. Some tank rounds coming in now. Some more rockets. Getting some more pressure going on here in the center. GBI starting to get a little more aggressive. Realizing they're getting down there on the clock. Smearing, just holding on to that house. Rockets coming in. Artillery coming. I think that was a tank round. Smearing takes out Kiss a homie. Still just killing dudes from that house. stemming this attack. Shlami goes down to aimless. Esprit de Corps just pushing back into this, doing everything they can to stop it, and doing a good job at that. A number of their infantrymen now pushing down to reinforce this. Looks like they've managed to stop that pretty good, even with the GBI having a tank there. Over here in the south, not as much going on. It does look like Snack's trying to squeeze through here in the center if he can get into those trees, but there's a squad waiting for him. Kayanoshi just sending some flanking fire as recon into him. I hear grenades. Shooting out through the windows. He's getting them too. Hartman goes down. Terror Reaper goes down. Some exchanging, some more flares going up. Rockets going back and forth. Just pushing. Butters does manage to slip through. Along with Shaka manages to slip through. Now, this is not a place that you want Esprit de Corps to have a squad leader getting an OP up in this forest right here. Behind one of these walls, you know, he can really start flooding his reinforcements in. I bet he's calling out in Discord right now, send guys to my squad. Munga takes him out though. Don't know if he got an OP up. Munga goes down himself. Kayanoshi holding on to that window. The 76 pushes up over here. They're trying to stop this. Butters went down inside the circle. Things getting close in this house. Esprit de Corps trying to push some reinforcements up in here. This tank now becoming really vital for GBI to stop this attack. Rockets coming in, gets a few casualties with it. Another spawn in at the same time. There's 2 OPs right there for GBI. Some more spawn ins for Esprit de Corps. Some tank rounds going off. Close in tank rounds going off. Just north of this, Esprit de Corps did manage to take back control of the broken down house. I do see some GBI guys that had slipped through on the north side. Looks like that's pretty under control though. Most of the fights right here in front of us. A lot of infantry flooding towards the 76. He's taking some rocket hits. Stratiot's just holding onto this house by himself as best he can. I see 1, 2 ATs pushing towards this 76, getting some long distance rocket shots. He's taking some hits. He manages to stay alive. Big spawn in from GBI now. Another spawn in from Esprit de Corps. Looks like there's gonna be a firefight right here. Look at it, they're getting close. Rockets going off. Right on top of Crash, runs in, gets shot. Some artillery coming down on the back side of this now. Terror Reaper goes down. Esprit de Corps pushes straight through the house, takes control. Wow, that is impressive. So now they got another tank back here. GBI has another tank back here, or is that a machine gun? Nope, this is a tank. And machine gun. Tanks and machine guns getting reinforcements up here. Pushed all the way back into the point. They did get another spawn in up there, though. It was a good push by Esprit de Corps. They did manage to take control of this house. See what they could do on the back of it. See if they can keep control of it. There was a number of reinforcements that spawned in for GBI. We're getting down to about 13 minutes now. Both sides getting a little aggressive. There's a good line right here for GBI, but you can see by looking at it that Esprit de Corps actually has a number of infiltrators back here behind the line. Most of the fights right here, though. Some artillery coming down for both sides right here. Most of the fight is happening right in front of us. Boom, boom, big artillery hits coming down. Rando up on top of the house. This house, and a rocket or a tank round or anything. It's artillery instead. They're just pushing forward under it too. They got those guys up on those roofs laying down cover fire, and then they're just pushing guys forward up underneath it. They're getting really close to farm now. Boom! There it was. The big artillery hit. Knew it was coming. That cleared that out. That's what they needed too. Does look like they're flooding down from the north pretty hard now though, and they're just getting more spawn-ins here. Here in a bombing run. I don't see it on the map. That's gonna hit farm. Did get a number of casualties. Maybe enough, maybe not. We'll find out. I don't know where the garrison was. They did not get it. Garrison's there. Oh, that artillery or that bombing run missed that garrison just barely. Right there. A lot of reinforcements coming in for Esprit de Corps though. Looks like they've got some guys over here now in the west, including a squad leader. Getting a bit of an encirclement going on. Starting to cap farm. There's 10 minutes left on the match, but Esprit de Corps really wants that 5-0. Got some machine guns. They got squad leader for Esprit de Corps pushing right up. He's right on top of that OP. Takes out Cooked. Takes out the OP. Gets taken out by Kiss a Homie, but Kiss a Homie trying to hold on to this house. Still a bit of a cap going on for Esprit de Corps though. Timat and Clownface pushing down. Kiss a Homie takes out Timat. Clownface shooting back. Clownface waiting for him to pop that window again. And he got him. Good quick shooting. Do hear some footsteps, so we got more reinforcements coming in behind this. I see a tank crew over there. Not sure what they're doing. Repairing probably, but alright, Kanoshi gets him. Oh my goodness. I was looking at the thing backwards again. I'm so sorry, everybody. That bombing run stops the cap. They almost had it. I wasn't even watching. They did push right in the front. Jesus, somebody reached through the chat and slapped me in the face. GarryBusters almost capped and I missed the whole thing. Look at this. They're right up in there, right on top of the church. I'm a little surprised they're not capping right now. That Tiger's the only thing preventing this capture at the moment. Looks like they got up and around up on the hill and swung in from that direction. Up over here. Airhead or something maybe. I was so focused on them capping that, or being right there in the farm. This is really aggressive here. Fix my banner. What the hell is my banner doing? Why is that doing that? Oh. Oh, that's terrible. You gotta be fucking kidding me. One button. I have one button on my stream deck. Fucking thing. You gotta be kidding me. That was like that whole time too, wasn't it? This Tiger's really getting flooded with infantry. Ah, I'm so mad now about that. And I would have seen people talking about it sooner if I could see my chat, but I can't see my chat. Artillery coming in. GBI is really flooding in here. They're starting to get control of the church. More artillery coming in. Guys, I'm so sorry about that banner. That's going to be up there for so long, too. That's so lame. That sounded like a satchel. 6 minutes left. Still enough time for GBI to capture this if they can get enough reinforcements. There goes the Tiger. Does look like Esprit did manage to push up the hill. There was a spawn in right there. I think they got it. Yeah, Kiwi's definitely going to clean that up. So, looks like Esprit did manage to clean this up. Oh, God, that burns me up. That banner. I'm removing all of that stuff. Like, you know, Axhawk walked me through setting with those banners so that they'd pop up when he pushed the button and then go away on their own. You don't even have to push anything. But it didn't go away on its own. After the score didn't change right. I had to push the button twice because it didn't change the score right. Ugh, that's frustrating. Now they got back control of Bergstein. This attack has been completely stopped. They're completely separated. Looks like GBI has a big spawn in here down at farm. There's a bunch of guys here for Esprit de Corps. Not really enough to stop this. There's lots of infantry for GBI. They've got plenty of hold on this. I hear more shooting. There is a number of guys for Esprit de Corps over here just west of farm though. So maybe they can get a little bit of pressure on. Terror Reaper spotted him though. Some more guys. Getting a little intermixed here just west of farm. It's marked though, they know they're there. There was a spawn in for Esprit de Corps, but I do see some GBA guys kind of pushing down south from the north towards this. Looks like they'll probably clean this up or at least hold it in place. That was a close on church. They almost capped it. Everything's resetting now. It's too bad I missed it, and it's too bad you guys couldn't see most of this match because of the banner. I wasn't even going to stream this week either, but they asked me to. Yep, GBI's pushing up the center again. Only Jaeger here to stop him. Jaeger goes down to Icon. Here's some shooting down below me. Esprit de Corps has a number of guys pushing this way, reacting to it. Oh, Fireman goes down to Brickrolled. Alright. We are now below 4 minutes. There's no longer enough time for GarryBusters to win this game. So that will be a victory for Esprit de Corps. At least you guys were able to see that. Getting close in here. Jaeger running in. Everybody's going to get super stupid and aggressive now because the timer's up. They're just going to go for being crazy killers. Get him, Hitman! Bungo goes down to Hitman, I think. Trying to get shots on Icon. Magic right there in front of him. Magic goes down. Oh, he got him, but then he went down. Didn't even see who got him. Got him us over there, maybe. What about down here? There is still enough time for them to 5-0 this. Doesn't look like GBI is going to let it happen. They got him pretty boxed out away from farm. Some rockets. Where are you going? Shooting over here somewhere. Oh, Crims, you're getting flanked. You're getting flanked by Yogi Bear. You did get flanked. Oh, but will you see it? You will not. Yogi Bear going for the OP. Gets it. Shaka in the center again. I hear a bombing run. Under 2 minutes, so the status quo is going to be a 4-1 victory, but for Esprit Corps. Stradiak goes down. Rockets coming in. Oh, some machine gun fire. Must be a tank over there. Sure enough. Hiding in the bushes. Strafing runs coming in. They said thanks for casting. They won't thank me so much once they see that stupid banner. Yeah. Oh, that's disappointing. Probably more for me than anybody else, but I'm sorry. It matters to me. It matters to me that my streams look good, and that's just embarrassing. Come on, get a final kill, Kelly. No, don't lay down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. There's the victory. Congratulations to Esprit Corps. Give it to Crash. Take a look at some combat scores here. You see 2,300 combat score for GBI. 2,700, 2,900 combat score over here for Esprit Corps. Phenomenal games, guys. Phenomenal. Oh, right. Well, like I said, I hadn't planned on streaming tonight, so hey, I appreciate that they asked me to. I was happy to do it. I am thoroughly disappointed that that banner did that. I am furious with these Stream Deck buttons. Every single week they don't work right. It's so frustrating. But I don't have money to buy an actual Stream Deck, so gotta use my phone. It's what I got to work with. So with that being said, congratulations to the victors, GarryBusters. You guys did a good job. You fought your heart out. You brought it down all the way to the end of the match. You didn't lose 5-0, so you did what you could. I'm going to go ahead and shut her down there. You guys have a great rest of your night. With the heart of fire and a blazing sun.